Hey, tubers, we're back for some more drafting here on Magic Online, some more Vintage Cube. Sorry that some of you do not appreciate it as much as Arena. I get it, but like I posted, there isn't much to do on Arena for the next few weeks anyways, so Vintage Cube is what we get. Anyways, hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Let's jump into our pick one, pack one. I'm going to try to force an aggro deck, I think. Been doing a lot of combo and whatnot lately, and I feel like maybe it's time to do some aggression. So, if we're gonna do an aggro deck, we have like two picks here, Blade Splicer or Magda. I feel like maybe forcing a little bit of mono red. Let's do this. Let's first pick a Magda. Normally, we would just snap up the deck, but let's do something a little bit different this time. So first pick Magda, all in. Second pick now, Dragon Rage Channeler versus Incinerate. There's an Arid Mesa here as well. Actually, a Luris Companion could also be really, really sweet. Though you'd probably want to go mono white for that one. I think I prefer taking the Channeler here over the Incinerate. The burn is replaceable, and Channelers are really solid one drop. Let's do that. All right. There isn't Embercleave in Vintage Cube as far as I can remember, but there are obviously just all of the busted powerful cards, like something like Wheel of Fortune, which a lot of decks won't want. Mono red can actually utilize pretty darn well, right? Because you're usually going to dump out your hand relatively quickly. So a lot of the like the quote-unquote standard cube cards you would expect for mono red aren't in this, right? There's no like Ox of Agonis, there's no Embercleave, there's no Experimental Frenzy, but instead you're going to get access to busted, maybe burn spells, and like ways to accelerate out your mana. So nice little third pick here, Goblin Rabble Master, one of my favorite red creatures. We have seen a lot of good white go around as well, and I think generally mono white is better than mono red if you're going to go aggro in Vintage Cube, just because the white creatures often have a lot of random effects stapled onto them, like Adanto, for example, very hard to kill. Thalia tax their mana. Palace Jailer, eat a creature, draw extra cards. But there's always something nice about just going mono red and like playing a creature and mindlessly attacking, So, Rabble Master here, not going to wheel a single card out of this pack. Maybe Heath. That does anything for mono red anyways. But that's all right. That's a good 1-2-3 start. So, like, the best cards you can open for the mono red deck, I think number one is Mox Ruby. And then after that, you have, like, Lotus and Soul Ring. A lot of times the Soul Ring is not super good. It's still great. But because the red creatures are so cheap and, you need mountains or red sources to cast them, Soul Ring frequently doesn't ramp as much as you would want it to. Another really good white card, there's that Thalia we were talking about. Swords to Plowshares in here as well. So this is going to be an Abbot, and once again, wheel nothing. But that's okay, as long as I get like 7 or 8, maybe 6 or 7 playables in the first pack for mono red, we won't have to worry about it all that much. This is an unfortunate pack, so I don't care for Pyretic Ritual in mono red. If there was like a Dark Ritual comparison, then we would play it for sure. But adding 1 mana for 2 doesn't really do much. Titan's a little bit too slow. I'll actually just go ahead and take Spire Bluff Canal here, and the reason for that is in case I open Ancestral or Time Walk, then we will splash for those in our quote-unquote mono red. But odds are we don't get that lucky. What else? Anything else in red I would splash off that? Probably not. Avalanche Riders is another... we just keep summoning all of the cards. We talked about Thalia, we see Thalia, we talk about Dark Ritual, we see Dark Ritual. Avalanche Riders is one of those cards I'm actually not too fond of in mono red, just because 4 mana is a lot. It's not bad, but I can actually see Tanglewire doing a lot more work here. Tanglewire has a lot of varying opinions on it. Some people think it's excellent, some people think it's unplayable. I'm somewhere in between. In mono red specifically, it can be pretty good because you generally get on the board faster than your opponent does. But that does not necessarily mean it's going to do as much as you want it to, and it's obviously a terrible draw later in the game. Shield Breaker here, very easy. This is a great pickup. Lots of good artifacts that you want to be blowing up. Passing a Showdown of the Skalds, and that's pick 7, so one more pack that we haven't seen yet, maybe to get a little bit of burn, since we don't have a single burn spell yet, and then not expecting to get all that much on the wheel. It's not even like I've cut off red extremely hard. Like, we passed the Incinerate. Oh, baby. We passed the Incinerate, and I passed Inferno Titan, but those are for... Or at least then Titan is for a bigger red deck, so hopefully the low to the ground red deck is still available. And seeing Eidolon plus Chain Lightning here is a good sign. Man, I want to take the Eidolon, but Chain Lightning is so strong just for 1 mana. This is kind of tough. I think I'm actually going to go with the Chain Lightning here, which is a little bit crazy. Okay, actually, we did wheel some good ones. Conscripts isn't a bad top-end card. I've mentioned this before, maybe it was on stream, but Conscripts used to just be good in any deck, even if you didn't have the combo, because stealing something was frequently good enough for a turn. But I'm not sure we want to take that here. I think we'd rather have Scrounger or Revoker. Scrounger is a little bit more aggressive, but Revoker has a little bit more utility. Also wield the Splicer. Oh, we did wield Incinerate. Okay. Maybe that's not super surprising, as Incinerate's not like some crazy powerful card. It's no Bolt, but that's a really good sign for us. This pack had literally nothing in it, so no surprise there. No, we got more than enough playables, right? We got 7, 8 playables in the first pack, maybe 9. So that's really good for us. We need to maximize on getting some more early game plays, though. Blood Crypt also could have some utility. Same thing with Vantage. We're never going to play Chalice. Yeah, I mean, we have just 3 random red duels now, too. Blood Crypt would have been good for, like, the random Scrap Heap Scrounger activation. But we took the Revoker over it. If I'm going to splash something, Showdown of the Skalds is really freaking good. Damn, we opened a Mox, but it's not the right one. I mean, you still don't pass it, right? Because if you can play a 2-drop on turn 1, that's still great. And you can, like, turn 1 Magda is pretty solid. So I shouldn't complain about opening a Mox Emerald, of course. What are we passing? Direfleet Daredevil's fantastic and probably ends up wheeling. I don't know if the Unholy Heat would wheel, but we'd play that. And then not too much else. Take the Mox. Another solid pack, but not really for the mono red deck. P and Kieran Nalaar is okay. I've never been particularly fond of it. Goblin Bombardment. I don't know why this is still in the cube. There's no there's not any sacrifice theme, and I don't think there's a combo with like some persist creature, right? Yeah, there's no like putrid goblin Malira type thing. I think it's Malira, but so best cards here being Demonic Tutor and Ancient Tomb. The Ancient Tomb is still okay. I plan on wheeling P and Kieran Nalaar. But this is similar to, like I was mentioning, the Soul Ring earlier, that sometimes you need more red sources, so the Ancient Tomb is not doing you too much good, right? Like on turn 2, I might just be playing a 2-drop, but it's good enough. Sword versus Char. You probably want to take the Sword here, because the Char ends up wheeling, would be my guess. Nothing else to note there. Fury is just good. Wow, that's a kind of a scary reanimator / sneak attack type plan. Take the Fury, plan on wheeling the Light Up the Stage as a solid start. Vortex, wheel Fire Blast would be very good. I almost want to just take the Fire Blast, but Vortex can get you out of some scenarios that would otherwise be unwinnable. Your opponent has like a Worm Coil Engine or a Sphinx of the Steel Wind or something. Swift Spear, great. I really want Mox Diamond. Like, the fast mana in red is so good, but the 1-drop here is just too important. Especially since we only have 1 right now. Okay, our first brick of a pack. We're not going to play Duretti. We're not going to play Jar. We could try to splash Ravages if I still want to splash the Showdown, but I'm not even sure I want to do that. But this has the highest potential, so we'll take it. Unless I get some better fixing for like the Showdown, we're not going to end up trying it. But if I just get a couple of packs where there's nothing but like a plateau in the pack, then sure, go for it. Seasoned Pyromancer and Bergie on the... oh no, this is 8th pick? Oh, maybe. Didn't realize we had 1 more pack left. Oh, could also play the Fiery Islet as a free land. Feels like one of these is going to be slightly better. I'm going to go with the Pyro over the Berg. Okay, Direfleet Devil did wheel. So did the Unholy Heat. That's really solid. My burn right now is Chain, Incinerate, and Fury, and I think we're planning on wheeling at least 1 or 2 burn spells. Ideally, Fire Blast comes back around, and maybe that Char. So let's take the Daredevil here. There's the Pia and Kirin. Those are good with like Ancient Tomb and Emerald. So 2 1-drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops. 1, 2, only 2 3-drop creatures. 1, 4, 1, 5. This was the pack that had nothing in it, so no loss there. There's the Light Up the Stage. Okay, forgot about that. That's another good pickup. So just Char and Fire Blast are the last 2 cards I think we could get back. So I guess we're on the lookout for like Bomat Courier, Figure of Destiny. Lavamancer would be okay. I don't know. I guess a lot of the 1-drops in red aren't that good. We might even have the 2 best, the Dragon Rage and the Swift Spear. I mean, this looks more like a Legacy Cube deck, but we do have the Tomb and the Mox. There's the Blast. Good, 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 good. That gives us some nice reach. Raging Ravine. No. Okay, so no Char, but got the Blast. Good enough. Okay, give me Mox Ruby or Black Lotus. Soul Ring. Gosh. Why did I summon this? I mean, it's like top two cards in the cube. It always feels bad though to have Soul Ring when you're drafting a deck like this. If I pick up Soul Ring, I would much rather have some combo deck or something that can really utilize it. But it's still good, like I said. It might not be at its best, or it might not reach its full potential in a deck like this, but obviously you're not going to pass it. There's the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to make sure I just get this, especially after getting all this fast mana. It'll be easy enough to dump our hand and then refuel. I lose out on a Braid this way. There's a Scalding Tarn here as well, but the fetch is not super relevant, right, if we're just mono. Alright. Yeah. I will say, though, the fast mana will keep us in this game. There's Steamkin and Figure. Beautiful. I should get both back. I'm just wondering which one's more important. I guess the 1-drop is a little bit more important, but man, Steamkin is so good. I think we'd rather wheel the Steamkin than the Burst Lightning, if possible. There's just good old Lightning Bolt, yeah. Okay, yeah, I mean, our deck is very strong for mono red. So we have Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, the two 3 damage, 1 mana spells. We have Incinerate, Fire Blast. I guess Vortex starts shooting face. I'm at 22 playables right now, but we're going to only run 15 lands, probably. I don't know. Do we want Ancient Tomb and Soul Ring and a colorless Mox? There's Koth of the Hammer. Yeah. Good. Oh, I have Zealous Conscripts too, don't I? Oh, no, I didn't end up taking it. I thought I did. There could be a world where Kiki Jiki would make the deck, too. Especially if I had taken this Conscripts, but it still has some good targets. Like Fury's insane. Pyromancer's great. Rabblemaster's okay. Maybe not good enough. So 1 or 2 more playables and we should be good. There's Bomat Courier and Winter Orb. Need the 1-drop here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so take the Bomat, maybe wheel the Winter Orb, but if we don't wheel that, it's not a big deal. And that gives us our 4th 1-drop. Fantastic. So 4 1-drop creatures, 5 2-drop creatures. Still only 2 2-drop creatures. Oh, there's Goblin Guide. Nice. I guess I forgot to note that as one of the best 1-drops in red. Pyromancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, not going to be good enough here. Don't know why I'm hate drafting, but... I'm debating 16 or 15 lands with Sol Ring or 16 lands with Sol Ring. We're counting the Mox as a land, but it's going to be a colorless land. And we already have the Ancient Tomb for colorless. Dude, Storm was super open too here. Ooh, is Lodestone Golem playable as well? It probably is. A fast Lodestone Golem can hose a lot of decks. I might actually cut the Tangle Wire then. There's the Abrade on the wheel too. And the Steamkin. Alright, we are getting all the goodies. Yeah, Storm was extremely open. I might cut the P and Kirin Nalar then. Might cut the Revoker since we picked up the Steamkin and we can just bring in the Revoker from the sideboard. This is a fantastic mono red deck. One of the better ones. If this Mox Ruby was Emerald, for example. Sorry, if this Emerald was Ruby and that Ancient, or if Mox Emerald was Ruby, Sol Ring was Lotus, I would say this is like the perfect mono red. Let's find a couple of cuts. I don't see us cutting too many of these. I guess actually a Braid's not necessary, is it? I already have the light up the... sorry, not the light up the stage. I have the Shield Breaker, and I have a lot of other 3 damage burn spells, so we can always bring that in versus an artifact deck. And now the question is, do I want to run 15 land? It's probably all right. So we're only going to get 13 mountains, though. Well, 14 lands plus emerald. Hmm. That's probably okay with how low our curve is. Okay. Nice little mono red to change up the pace of things here in the Vintage Cube. Let's go to round 1 fight. All right, off to round 1 we go of the Vintage Cube with our mono red deck. We are on the play. This looks like it's going to be a early Wheel of Fortune hand. We actually need to find another red source so I can cast multiple red cards a turn here. This Ancient Tomb and Soul Ring. Again, these colorless sources, very awkward. Absolutely. Mountain off the top so I can go double 2-drop would be great. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, well, let's just run out the Daredevil. Ancient Tomb, pass. This is exactly what I was talking about. 4 red colors, 4 red symbols in our hand, but only 1 mountain from which to cast them with. Like if I draw Mox Emerald next turn, it's just extremely troll. But I don't mind seeing a forest turn 1 as long as they don't have a channel here. Hopefully they just play out some number of mana dorks, or like a signet or something, and we can realize the full value of our hand before going for the wheel. Well, that one has hexproof. That was the one that we did not want to see. That's so brutal. I actually think I have to Wheel of Fortune this hand away. Alright, that's better. That's much better. What did they lose out on? They lost on Manavolt, Monolith, Raphelos, Battlesphere. Okay. That wasn't bad for us. Glorybringer too, huh? Courser of Krufix. Yeah, that's another super annoying one. Sheesh. And we lost our Fury. Hmm. I guess what we're going to do here is attack with everything. If they trade, or if they eat the Dire Fleet Daredevil, so be it, but they might not want to because of First Strike. It's a trade with Rabble Master. Oh, I'm okay with them trading with Rabble Master. That's fine. So we can level up the Figure of Destiny end of turn here, and then the Pyromancer discarding even 1 land gives our Dragon Rage Channeler full Delirium. Yeah, this is where they start playing some fat green creatures. Of course we play against the main deck Thragtusk. Why wouldn't we? Right, so play out guide, play land, play pyro, discard the land, draw 2 cards, make the channeler a 3/3. Holy crap. Well, in 2 turns, Figure of Destiny would also turn into a big fat flyer, so... We have outs. They are probably setting up for a very large creature next turn, huh? Or like a natural order here. Oh, maybe not. We knew they drew that, because we saw it off Courser that one turn. Rex Sage, my Soul Ring? That doesn't matter, thankfully. The Ancient Tomb is effectively a Soul Ring right now. Ay, ay, ay. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands seen. So, as long as we can fade them having a Crater Hoof, we should be okay. All right. No hoof one time, please. Also, if we had drawn Fire Blast there instead of Incinerate, that would have been a game winner. Phew. So what do they have? They do have a lot of good fast mana. In fact, this is where we bring in a Braid too. For sure. On the draw, do I cut Bomat or Goblin Guide or something? The Lodestone actually doesn't look all that great versus them either, just because they have so much fast mana. A little bit tempted to bring in P and Kieran for some extra flyers too. Direfleet did not look very good versus them, I guess. We can keep the 1-drops instead. Okay. This might not be the easiest match for us, because a lot of their mana sources are not things I can interact with. This is a very nice opening hand. This is turn 1 Dragon Rage Channeler off of Mountain into Emerald, Trigger, Bomat. Utopia Sprawl. Yeah. They don't have many mana dorks. They just have a lot of other mana sources. Yeah, I think we lead off with Surveilling. And we put that in the graveyard because we need land. Oh, I guess, right. If I was going to eat it with Bomat, we could have left it on top. Please no Caryatids. Alright, so let's go with Abbott, try to find a mountain here. Fire Blast. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate too. Remember, Fury only goes to creatures and or planeswalkers, so If there were any of you that were saying I should have Furied them last game before Wheel of Fortuning. That's fine. Oh, and they animated the Sprawled Land, so we get to kill their... Wow, that was a kind of a mistake from the opponent. They might have a follow-up play, but... Only one card left in hand. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. I guess they Birthing Pod the Caryatid for Courser? We get to ruin their day here. We get to Fury the Courser, Bolt the Forest, and kill the... Oh, I see. Sure, right, they have Rex Sage. No, that's still fine. That's still more than fine here. That. Bolt that. Pyro's a fine draw. Kill the Nissa, attack them for 1. And now they're left with nothing. Oh, Fury's so good. So I guess they had to animate their land to make that play that they were going for, but they did get a bit punished here. GG's. All right, 1-0. On to the next. Okay, on to round number 2 here of this mono red vintage cube. We have correctly won the die roll once again. Ooh. That is a hand of hands, huh? All right, let's roll the dice. Easy snap keep on the draw, but on the play it's a little bit more risky. But this does have some very quick potential. They mulligan down to 5. Ah, I almost don't even want to lead on Goblin Guide and just start getting the cards. Oh no, they have an Oko! Okay. We're going to need to find a land next turn. Wow, they had a 1-mana removal spell too. That sucks. Alright, well, we rolled the dice. Now, good news here for us is that they went Swamp, and they need green, blue for Oko, so maybe there's a chance they won't be able to Oko on turn 3. Well, I rolled the dice, my friends. And sometimes you don't get there. If I draw a land, we still get to kill Oko here, and they only get a food token. That works too. Phew! I guess I'm going to pitch the Vortex. All right. Come on, deck. That's fine. That's annoying, but that's fine. They ate Figure of Destiny, 2 lands. Got there on the land next turn. I mean, I'm still going to go ahead and incinerate and kill the Ashiok. But we would prefer them to do that type of thing than develop up the board with something that can block or whatever, you know? This Bomat Courier is starting to look pretty juicy, too. Okay. Let's lead on Abbott. Why would they wait? That's really weird. Give me the opportunity to Bomat there is really strange. So they're at a little bit more life than they seem, right? Because they have the food token. No toxic, please. Oh, Mind Twist for 2. Okay, yeah, I think we are going to fire off the blast in response. We only lose our Lodestone Golem here. Obviously, going down to 2 mana sources again isn't ideal, but our deck can function off of few mana sources. That's a 3/3 flyer. We still have a bit of burn in the deck, too. Nice. Oof. All right. So, Sultai Planeswalkers. Tanglewire might be pretty good versus them. Didn't look like the Shield Breaker was all that important. Revoker can hit both Oko and Ashiok. Our most clutch card so far has been Fury. Such a good card. All right. Okay, here we are for game number 2. With a nice looking Soul Ring hand this time. If I lead on turn 1 Soul Ring, I can play out one of these 3-drops. But I think we just want to get the Swift Spear online, because next turn we can go Soul Ring into Sword. Like we still have something to do with the 2 colorless next turn. Him, my Vortex, and my Pyro. That's annoying. I will say a nice thing here is that even if they kill the Swift Spear next turn, we can just activate the Pyromancer ability for 2 1/1 tokens. That's fine. Looks like they have the Dismember. They had to pay 4 life for that, though, so I think I'm pretty happy about that. Plus, we have, again, another 1-drop plus Equip. Pro Black and Green seems decent here. All right. And a quick little 2-0 with Busted Fast Red. Let's see if we can convert a trophy. Okay, here we are for the third and final round of the Vintage Cube with our Busted Fast Mono Red deck. We have a nice opening hand. We need 1 land. I'm going to go with turn 1 Steamkin here instead of turn 1 Swift Spear land. But if we hit a land off the top, that might just be game over. Or Soul Ring, I guess, would work too. Bomat, not quite, but still not bad. Get to attack for 4 here. Yeah. Playing one of those 3-drops this turn would have been so gross. Ancestral. That's pretty good. Can they utilize the cards before we just beat them down, though? That's the question. So Sword of Feast and Famine is probably going to be the worst of our plays for the foreseeable future since they have so many cards, unless I have something to do with the mana from the untap. Delta, that's -1 life. Blood Crypt, -2 more life, okay. Maybe they have like a Collective Brutality here, that would kind of suck. We're hoping they just play like a Signet or something. Unholy Heat, the Steamkin, yeah, that's good. Okay, give me a land here, please. Or Soul Ring. They discarded a Dragon Rage Channeler. I'm gonna hold the Bolt, I think. Because if they have Dragon Rage Channeler in their deck, they might have some other cheap creatures that we want to kill. Maybe like a random Biomancer or something. God. Big brain! Ugh, how does he do it? Come on, land. Please. Thank you. I'm just gonna get the Vortex online. This is safer versus a Wrath effect. And it chunks them for 2 every turn starting now. Also turns off any random life gain they might have had. Yep, that's fine. We played around it. Rabble smack for 1. They go to 3. They take my sword. That's probably just Inquisition Concede would be my guess. They just wanted a little more information. Yeah. Okay. Well, this might be a quick little 3-0 with the mono red beats. So let's bring in a Braid for like a Biomancer and whatnot. Don't think I need Tangle Wire. We'll just make the swap for Shield Breaker out, a Braid in. Yeah, it's a good hand. Good enough. So we'll go turn 1 Figure, turn 2 Soul Ring Magda, I guess. Okay, well now we'll go turn 1 Soul Ring Bowmat instead. Start getting cards underneath the Bowmat. We might actually be hardcasting this Fury. Eat again? Sure. No big deal. Okay, Delta Pass. We go Magda. We go Figure. We go Pass. So, I guess Wheel of Fortune's probably our best hit along the line here. Queen's Tower. I don't want to overcommit to the board, knowing that they have a damnation in their deck somewhere. Another burn spell, maybe? Mortars my figure, sure, okay. Can I afford to play around them having damnation again? I think I can wait one turn. But if they don't do anything again next turn, then we'll just fire off the Fury. Oh, is this Ancestral again? Don't do that. Okay, that's fine. So they ate my Lodestone Golem and 2 lands. All right, pretty happy to see 2 lands gone. That's pretty good. I guess I'm supposed to do that then. And attack them instead of attacking Ashiok. Making him discard a card seems real good. Okay, let's run out the Fury as well. I don't think I'm going to bolt Ashiok. I think we're going to hope that they don't have Damnation. I think they have Ancestral in hand and they wanted to cast Ashiok instead. Fire Blast, land, and a Braid gone. They did have the freaking Damnation. That's pretty unlucky. Wow. Okay, well, we have a lot of good draws. We might just have to bolt the Ashiok here, though. And because we have Wheel of Fortune, we want to just play out our land. So depending on what the last card in their hand was before this turn, it might just be a top deck battle. Okay. Oh, they tapped 2 red. If they don't have another mountain, they get punished here. Nice. Chandra's gone. Oh, that was one of our best draws. 3 mana 2/2 that draws 2 cards. That was not. Play out the Ancient Tomb in case they kill my Pyro. I still get to use the Unearthish ability. Alright, -2 life. I've got nothing. I don't know if they were supposed to fire that off. Because if I'm mono red, if I had anything, I probably would have cast it, right? Alright, so pro black means the Strider can't block, which means they are just going to chump with one of those 2. So block with the Goat, sack it, and scry. And then we can play the Steamkin and equip the sword to that instead. Did they scry on top? They went 1 bottom, okay. Cycle Triome, I like to see that. Land pass, great. Incinerate. Do we kill the Abbot so that the Steamkin gets in for a guaranteed 4? I think so. We don't mind trading off the Pyro. Though they can escape it. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I could have just incinerated their Abbot and just attack with Steamkin and not give them the Woe Strider from Graveyard. Because now they get their goat again. Maybe on second thought this was a bad play. Yeah, this might have been incorrect. Phyrexian Revoker. That's actually really funny. We turn off their Woe Strider with that. So they don't get to scry anymore. And it's worth to attack with everything here, because the goat's going to block the Steamkin and they take 1, putting them down to 5. So any red spell makes my Steamkin lethal by itself. That doesn't work. Okay. So any red spell wins. Well, that one's a little bit awkward, but we still fire. You know what it is? I wonder if it's actually better to attack for 4 unblockable and then try to find a burn spell. No, I've already used Bolt and Incinerate, and Fire Blast is gone. All right, that works. Daredevil, Mizium Mortars. Can I overload this? I can for 6, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I can. We can Steamkin here too. We can do it all. That's pretty funny. Okay, Ancestral in response. So maybe they draw a way to kill my Sword of Feast and Famine, but even if they do that, we're still attacking for lethal since we're about to wipe all their creatures if the Mortars resolves here. What you got, OP? What you got, baby? Should I be doing it like this? Is that, I mean, that's easier to see the cards on the board, but then you can't see what's in my hand. But that's the maximum size you can make the cards on Magic Online. I guess that is more legible. Just the hand. It's hard to see. The opponent give up. All right, we'll take a little pause here while the opponent's doing whatever. Oh wait, we're back. They did! They had Kolagon's command! They're still dead here though, right? They killed the Revoker, they killed the sword, but this is still hasty lethal. All right, GG's. Hey, all right, look at that. 3-0, 6-0. But it always feels bad having like Soul Ring, Mox Emerald, and we're running silly mono red, but that's the way you do it if you're gonna do it. All right, friends, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this little change of pace. Decided to force an aggro deck. Got rewarded with some sweet red cards, even though we opened some sweet power as well. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you back tomorrow for some more. Bye-bye.